Hello, subscribers. Welcome to a live stream of Metroid on the NES. Going to be continuing our run here, part 2. Let's see here. Let's reload our save state here. I'd probably be wandering around aimlessly trying to find areas since I'm not using a guide or anything. But we've found a decent amount of equipment so far. Let's see, was I going left or right here? Probably left. Hey, Bo and Igloo, welcome in. How are you guys doing? It's going well here. Hopefully going well for you too, Bo. If I remember right, I had already hit the limit on number of monsters here. They're not going to give me any more until I leave and come back. Get our health replenished. You played Metroid 2 for the Game Boy a lot. It was a really fun game. It was such a long game. I've never played Metroid 2. I did have a Game Boy, but I never did have that game. I played a lot of Final Fantasy Legends, maybe 2 or something on there. So, I can't think of any other area I've been that I missed so far. So we'll have to start exploring, like, bombing walls and stuff. I'll go back and check the one area with those statues. I'm guessing that it's still going to be blocked, but we'll try it. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go up here. I feel like it was up here. That's weird. Pretty sure I went through that door. There be anything secret up here? Let me check this. Okay, I don't see anything hidden there. Let me go in here and double check this one real quick. Yeah, we've definitely been here. Hey, Telspire, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? He says, when's the Deporte Metroid mod? And Igloo says they're still making Metroid games after all these years. I think there's a Metroid Prime 4. Really? Hey, Mr. Spock, welcome in. How are you doing? He says, have you beaten this one before? I didn't check the list. Yes, I did. It's on the list on stream that I beat. But that was a little while ago. And I don't beat it often enough. I think I've beaten this game once on stream, but maybe once or twice as a kid. So my knowledge of it's pretty low. You're doing good? Glad to hear that, Telspire. Enjoying the heat? How about you? Yes, I like heat. I do like hot weather. I know most people don't, but... Okay, I think this was the room that had the things, the statues. I'm not sure I went down here, actually. Let's go all the way to the top. Heat equals energy, yeah. Thanks, Mr. Spock. You had 68 degrees Fahrenheit there, not bad for first day of fall. Nice. Yeah, the whole category of seasons is kind of weird. The dates they pick. I think this is the door here, but let me go up higher. Let's make sure there's nothing up here. Okay, it doesn't appear to be. Sure, I haven't done enough to get through here, but we'll check it anyway. Wonder if there's a secret emote after a long enough streak. Oh, Mr. Spock's on a 7 stream watch streak. Well, Zombo made 190, and he did not get anything special. Zomble Bobble. And then after 190, he lost it. Yeah, there's still nothing here. The funny thing is, it's flashing. I wonder if you could drop a bomb and actually run through that door over there. Watch this. You see that? It does it when I push up. I wonder if there's a way you could scam it to jump through there. If you don't push up, it... Oh, it did do it. It's when you get bounced in the air somehow. It always happens when I push up. It's probably just a graphics glitch. Yeah, Mr. Spock says, none of us are going to catch up to Zomble. Duncan got to 100 once, but then that's all I saw from his. Ah, there's Zomble. Welcome in. How are you doing? Says, I still cry about that missed stream. Says, I'm planning to break 200. I will not announce anything until then. And Telspire said, the emo must have been at 200. Rip. And Zomble says, it lets you announce every 5 streams. Yeah, it's a flash scam. I don't know if I died dropping down here. I don't know how I could get out of that sand. So I don't see how you could get up over there. So I'm not going to try it. Because we'll die. Alright, so we need to explore some more. I'm missing something somewhere. That's the starting place, I think. Let's go back there. No it's not. Because it wouldn't be playing this weird music. I'm sure I got something here. Seems like it plays that kind of thing when you've already got an item. I already have that. So it lets you get the same thing multiple times. Just want to make sure I'm not missing a hidden spot. Nothing back there. Hey, Yor, welcome in. How are you doing? He says, this is a difficult game, but one I somehow beat. Hey, Prince Robot, welcome in. How are you doing? He says, you know, I don't think I've ever seen a full playthrough of the original Metroid. Really? That's cool. Yeah, I beat this on stream. I don't know how long ago it was, a year, probably 2 years ago. But I don't play it often enough to remember any of the stuff. I always play blind. I don't look at guides or anything, so I end up spending a lot of time wandering around. Hey, Danza, welcome in. How are you doing? Says a platformer, that's different. Yeah, I've beaten many platformers on my stream, but I haven't played any for quite a while. I've been in RPG mode. Tuspire says it's cool that Metroid Formula games are still going strong. Released Silk Song released recently. I think it's set an all-time concurrent user stream record, as well as crashing several digital marketplaces due to launch sales exceeding payment. Wow. Nice. Prince Robot says, is this a D4T childhood classic? I played it and beat it once or twice when I was a kid, but I just remember as a kid wandering around aimlessly a lot until I finally beat it. But I didn't learn, so I didn't have any of it memorized because it was a wandering situation. And I didn't use any guides or anything. So yes, in a way, but I wasn't an expert or anything because I didn't learn where any of the things were at. I just didn't retain it and I didn't document any of it. So that's kind of how it is now. I know conceptually what has to happen, but I don't know where anything's truly at. We just wander until we find it. Not bad. Glad to hear that, Danza. After work with a beer, yeah, I got one right here. I'm doing well. Yours says it's easy to get lost. Yes, indeed. It's fun. I like it. I like the vibe of this game. Are you... Okay. I thought I lost my free shot, but I didn't. I thought when I got that long-range shot, it wiped out my free shot, but it didn't. But as an adult now, I can do some methodical things to beat this faster, even though I wander. That's what we're going to do. You're a big fan of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Danza? And Super Castlevania 4? Yes, I like both those as well. I beat both those on stream. Okay, this is the start area. Let's see what we got over here. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be anything, but hey, that's part of the fun, is exploring. Symphony of the Night is one of the greats, Telespire says. You beat this one a long time ago. Last one you played was Metroid Fusion for the GameCube. Oh, here we go. I don't think I've gone down here, actually. Yes, I'm almost positive I haven't. I think I found a new area to explore. We got a door over there. Before we do that, though, let's make sure. Let's be thorough. Make sure there's no holes here. No? Okay. Danza's on a 3-stream watching. Ooh, nice! Teleporter, or whatever you want to call it. A elevator. That will unlock the rest of them for you? I must have missed something. Hang on. Oh, yours says I need to play Symphony of the Night. Okay. That's going to unlock the rest of them for you. And yours says I need to play a good game for once. Maybe I'll bite the bullet and do that one. Yes. And Super Castlevania is a lot of fun. It's pretty sweet. The controls are great. It's short. So if you want a short, great game, that's a great one. You officially had to throw Fantasy 2? Can't do it. Are you done with Fantasy 2 then? You mean you're stopping just because of the random boss you have to beat? Hey there, ABS Nerdy. Welcome in. How are you doing? Yours thinking he plays bad games while playing the best. No, some of the games he plays is terrible. Yor has definitely played some terrible games. Oh, you got the random boss. It's the last boss you can't deal with. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go left first. Gonna be methodical about this. I don't like where that guy's positioned. Oh, that was a glitch. He went through the blue there. That was weird. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to get to the top one up there. No, no, no. There we go. I don't know if it matters. Can I get him with my bomb? I don't want to get stuck in this. We get trapped. I gotta check the chat here. Let's see. 106 steps from the town, over 100 damage from lava, the whole party. To do 2 fights in the final dungeon and run away and do it again. And hope you find enough potions to survive that 2-way journey. It's doable, but you estimate another 30 hours of just that. Yeah, that's annoying. Danza says, boy, I can't wait until you play Wizardry, the second scenario. You mean Night of the Diamonds? Because I have it on NES. Telspire says, that experience is no one's fantasy. No wonder they changed the spelling. You're going to use a walkthrough like you did on the first one, which took, what, like 17 hours? That's a cakewalk compared to Fantasy 2. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those older RPGs are super easy if you use a guide. The hard part is the exploring without a guide. Man, how many hits does this guy take? Jeez. What the? Ah. There we go. Really? I did all that for rockets? Are you serious? Hopefully there's more over here. Hey, Severed, welcome in. How are you doing? Okay, let's get some health back here. Severb's on a 7 stream watch streak. Wow. First one was on the NES, was super bugged, so that's not surprising. Diamonds actually needs one on the NES. The DOS version's the worst of Wizardry 1, which is the one I'm playing through. I haven't touched it in a year, but it's the one where you lose attributes when you level up. You actually lose attributes. It's ridiculous. I have a character named Neverlord because he's never going to become a lord. He actually started out closer to a lord than when I leveled him up. So don't play the DOS version. That's what everybody tells me. It's like, ah, it's too late. Yours says DOS version is bad, but from what I understand, there's a possible exploit. Well, sure, yeah. If there's something like that and you know about it, then that can make it easy, but I don't do that. The secret is name everyone Norman. What? Really? Hey, Saztam, welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, I don't cheat in my gameplays. Never. Undermines the whole purpose of playing a game. You're cheating it. Now, if I've beaten it officially, I just want to screw around, then I can cheat. But even then, I don't really have fun doing that. That's not a real secret. That's just what ABS Nerdity did. Yours says, nah, cheat to win. Where's Jimmy? I'm not saying people can't cheat. I'm just saying for me personally, I don't enjoy that. ABS Nerdy says, I was using a fantasy name generator that had Norman names, and I thought it was just going to be variations of Norman. So now all my characters are variations of Norman. That's funny. Danza says, I do after decades of struggle, lol, and it's just for starting equipment. I pay for resurrection weapons after start. Yeah, everybody's got different levels that they want to cheat at. And that's all fine. As long as people have fun, that's all that matters. I just can't have fun cheating. It's all about the fun. I'm getting my health back. That's why I'm grinding right here. Okay, I think I might have hit the limit. Yeah, let's raise this guy. Telspire says I do the legit first play, then I cheat then the cheat thing too, but I make an exception for speed hacking games with super slow repetitive stuff. And Danza says, no, 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 it's fun to cheat. And yours says, I don't really consider using a walkthrough cheating. But honestly, I'm trying to beat all the games I own, so I can't afford to take 8 months. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your goals are totally different, Yor. And that makes complete sense. You've never hex edited a game, but you feel like Spelljammer may change that. And Danza says a walkthrough is a guide to play the game to some extent and to keep something you like going. Yeah, everybody's got different levels, and that's cool. That's how it should be. Oh boy. Wow, that guy did some serious damage. Something did some serious damage. Not really sure what it was. I think it's these flying bees. I gotta get our health back again. Really? Okay, can I finally get my health? Thank you. Let's see here. Yours says I beat NES Wizardry without cheating. I just reset when I needed to exactly like the manual tells you to. And yours says, and that will probably remain the hardest game I beat. I mean, they knew they had to allow you to do that. And Danza says, yeah, we had to reset stick for Wizardry. And Telespire says it's hilarious when the devs tactically acknowledge their own software as BS by recommending use hardware to circumvent it. Yeah, that is a scam. Farming health in this took a while. Yep, it does. Like when you're complaining about how Ultima 3 autosaves and soft locks you, and someone says, well, back in the day, we just removed the disk so it didn't actually save. Yeah, that's a scam. Total scam. Yeah, I will cheat in a game if the game cheats me. So like if a game breaks its own rules or it has a bug that caused something to happen that shouldn't happen, I will correct that. I will hex edit or whatever, but that's because of a game problem. I've had Wizardry 8 cheat a bunch of times. Like where it'll spawn something in the wall where you can't hit it, but it can hit you. Usually I can deal with it without having to cheat, but there's been maybe 2 or 3 times where something happened and I couldn't do anything about it. Okay. Reload. And actually, there's a lot of games that cheat by design, by making the controls so crappy, or the hitbox is terrible, like Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3. Horrible hit detection. Like you can see your sword clearly hit the enemy, and it went through it. And then the next time, it looks exactly the same, and it'll hit it. So that game by default has built-in cheating for the enemies. I'll never play those 3 again. I beat them, never gonna play them again. Yours says, so you know the mod that just turns the autosave off seems completely fair? You could have just removed the disc back in the day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if an emulator is putting a further limitation compared to the original game, then yeah, by all means, break that, because that's not how it was originally designed. Wizardry 8, that's cheese, yeah. Or when the boss just has faster inputs. I don't consider that a cheat. Like, if they purposely designed it that way, and it's not a mistake, then I don't consider it a cheat. Even if it's lazy, I'll call it lazy. There's a lot of lazy developers that instead of making the AI smarter, they just make them faster or whatever. That's just laziness. I'm speaking as a developer. Do it the right way, guys. I know they're under time crunches and stuff too, but it just feels lazy when it's like, oh, we'll just make them overly powerful, even though they shouldn't be. These do so much damage here. I need to get as much hit points as I can. Now, Wizardry 8 actually has some pretty good AI. Out of all the games I've played, especially for that year, it has excellent AI. Okay, I think I exhausted that. I need to either kill that guy or get him to go away. Wait a minute, is this where I came from? It can't be. It just looks like it. That's really weird. Well, I kind of want to go left. I don't want to do the right side quite yet. I want to be methodical about this. Oh, I almost got scammed. The energy tanks are a great help, but filling them sucks, and when you die, you get 30 hit points. Yeah. 2001 was when Wizardry 8 came out. Your next CRPG is Shard of Spring, You know actually nothing about it? I know nothing about it also. Champions of Kryn if you get the art first. Danza says, I don't mind the graphics for Wizardry after 6. I'm just not Eye of the Beholder fan. After Eye of the Beholder came out and was popular, everyone changed their styles of a dungeon crawler. I love the old school. Okay, let's keep going left. What the heck is this guy doing? He's having a freak out. Alright, nothing here. How about down here? Alright, no bomb, no holes. Yeah, we know that Wizardry 5 is Dan's favorite. He has said that many times. That's kind of odd. Sand down here. Is that legit? Yeah, doesn't look like it. Okay. Yours says, so what you're saying is it could be a bit to constantly forget which one is Dick Danz's favorite and always misrepresent it. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, Danza likes Wizardry 7 the best. Yor likes Fantasy 2 the best. Although I know he really enjoyed his first playthrough of Curse of the Azure Bonds. Pool of Radiance. Sarcasm. It's the style, something about it. That's why you like Wizardry 5, Danza. Pools was tough. Never beat that one, he says. And yours says the best was when I went to YouTube to see if anyone had ever actually beaten Fantasy 2. And one of the YouTube comments was a guy who said he'd been playing it for 2 years before the game bugged and he lost his progress. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. Hey, DC, welcome in. How are you doing? DC says, Yor is such a gold boxer, super lurky while I take a mini break from work. And Yor says, I unironically liked Silver Blades, though. As of right now, it's my favorite gold box game. Yeah, you're definitely in the minority with that view. Because that game had so many tedious fights in the mines. And when I remastered that one took me a while to figure out what the heck SSI was doing. So they were using the same map file, and they would change the color of the ceiling. And based on the color of the ceiling, determined which section of the map you were on. So basically, when you look in a clue book and it looks like... Oh, this sucks. When it looks like it's, 120 wide, the rooms, no. What they did was they kept reusing the same 16 by 16 map, depending on the direction you were facing and the color of the ceiling. It would determine which segments of that 16 by 16 you were on. The events and everything were triggered based on that 16 by 16, which direction and color of the ceiling. It took me about 3 to 4 days to finally figure that out when I remastered it. That was such a pain in the butt. Severb says, in the mines, Crevass's castle, pretty much the whole game had tedious fights. Yes. Yeah, exactly. The hint book has coordinates like 460 by 198. No. It was 16 by 16. And they would change. So the reason why everything looked the same is because they kept reusing and spinning you in different directions on that map. And then they lied to you about what position you were at. So in the game, it would make it look like you were at position 120. No, you're at 37. You're facing north, and the ceiling color is yellow. It was just such a nightmare. But I'm so glad I'm done with that. Very much feel the first two fights were more tedious. Oh, and Seeker of Silver Blades, you mean? You had enough high-level D&D more than low-level? You enjoy... Oh, for sure, yeah. It's fun when you get more spells and stuff. And you have more options. That's what those games are all about. More options. In the beginning, you can't do hardly anything. And then later on, once you get more spells and options, then... it just really makes it feel like combat suddenly becomes more tactical. Okay, we have enough health. Let's move on. Oh, this guy tried to pull sneaky. Do I really want to go over there? I could probably make it. Let me see what's up here. Can we do this even? There's no holes in the walls. How did these guys come back? DC says, I think you'll get a kick out of pools then if you like high-level D&D. Although even at level 10, there were some tough times. Or level 40, there were some tough times you had. And yours says, no, as in Pool of Radiance and Azure Bonds were more tedious fights than Silver Blades. Dan says, Ultima was like that for random transportations. It would go from 0 to 255. You could actually count the music cues. to get to where you want to go. Oh, yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Yours says, I don't know. I hear bad things about pools, but I also hear bad things about Silver Blade, so who knows? Yeah, that's why you play them, to judge them yourself. But when you do the remasters someday, or when you're done with all your things, you will have so much more fun. So many more options. The NES pools is unique. Yeah. Come on. You can do this. There you go. Come on. Oh, oh, almost got it. Ah. I wonder if I can... Oh, you can't duck down after you do it. I have to time this. Let me... Hold on. It's not even 1 second. It's like a half a second. Yeah, half a second. I don't understand why sometimes... Hold on. You can drop 3, but sometimes when you time it, it won't let you do it. I think it's because you're bouncing. Yeah, see, it won't let you do it right there. It's weird. No, I can't get it. We'll come back around that way. It's gonna be a pain going back through here. We'll go through the red doors. We got plenty of missiles. That's how regular pools is, Danza. Spell radius, sweep. Oh, an indicator. Okay. Yeah, my remasters have indicators. And sweeps in the regular ones, too. Shouldn't have froze that guy right there. Never understood bomb jumps. Yeah, that's so weird. Okay, let's go this direction. Actually, is that where I came from? Come on, quit scamming. We have to grind every space because you get scammed with the enemies being on top of you right when you come through a door. And I surely don't want to start over with 30 hit points. You're blown when your brother drank 4 beers, said, let's beat Metroid real quick and beat it in 45 minutes. Yeah, you just have to know where to go. I'm sure it's easy once you understand that. Back to work, DC? All right. Thank you, thank you. A lot of these games are really easy if you know where to go. That's why I don't like cheating. Because looking at guides can cut a game down from 100 hours to 10. But, like Yor was saying, it depends on your goal. If your goal is to play as many games as you can do that. You like playing games you beat again after forgetting them? Yeah, that's fun. Hey, Draconic Dude, welcome in. How are you doing? Have you played many Metroidvanias? This one not as much as later ones. That's just limitations of the time, I think. Um, I never know what people qualify as that. I've played all the Castlevanias. This is the only Metroid I've ever played. I've played through, gosh, many NES games. So I don't know if those qualify as Metroidvanias or not. That's to me like a generic term. Because Castlevania 1, there's no exploration. Castlevania 2 and 3. Castlevania 2 has a lot of exploration. 3 is somewhat exploration, but you're still guided. And then Metroid has a lot of exploration. Like Zelda has more exploration than Metroid. But it's not included in names like that. So I'm always confused what people mean by that. Ah, we got scammed. There's a way to tell what's down there. You're doing good. Glad to hear that, Draconic Dude. Yours says I'm cursed with a really good memory. I have a really good memory for certain things, like RPG related stuff and puzzle solving dungeons. I can memorize dungeons, but games like this that are side scrollers, because they're nonsensical, they're not realistic. My brain has a hard time keeping track of it. The weirdest ones are like Friday the 13th and Rambo, where it's side scrolling, but you can also go through a door that flips it to another area. And then it, like Friday the 13th, you can go around in a circle, and then things start going backwards. That's way too confusing to keep track of in my brain. Draconic Dude says it would have come years later. Most people say Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, and this are Metroidvanias, but they were never called them. And yours says, I seem to recall the creator of I wanted to say Castlevania actually said Zelda was a better one to pick for that type of gameplay. Yeah, Castlevania, the first one, I feel like is just a platformer with monstrous vibe. Fantasy. Yeah, the very samey thing, that gets really confusing. Turns you around. Draconic Dude says it's usually the map style and getting abilities that allow you access to new areas that make it a Metroidvania. Okay. So if it's a side scroller platformer and you have to unlock areas, you would consider that. So would you consider Faxanadu a Metroidvania? Because that has all those elements. Yours says I couldn't figure out Friday the 13th even after playing it for hours. Yeah, it's a weird one. Once you know how it's doing that, it makes sense, but until you get that, it's super confusing. Danza says crawlers have 90-degree angles and straight lines unless teleport. Yours says, I think there was a literal conference that officially determined what was and was not a Metroidvania. But in the end, they say, but if you disagree, that's okay. Yeah, I don't like terms like that because there's too many factors. And people like to lump it into a category. You're better off having a list of 50 factors, even a list of 8 major factors, and just have checkboxes on them. That's the way to be able to quickly tell what kind of elements the game's going to have. But to just dump it into like a 1 or 2 word, it's not possible. Castlevania 2 moves around like Metroid. Yeah, it does. Although, so far on this, I'm not seeing, and I don't remember, where you go into a door and now it flips it. Like there's no doors on the front and back. It's only on left and right. Whereas Castlevania 2 has doors in the front and back, which complicates it more. Sadstamp says, I've always despised the term Metrovania. And Draconic Dude says, to a certain degree, I'd say Faxanadu is. I've only seen a stream, though. Yeah, it has the same feel of what you described. And Saz says, I don't think Metroid and Castlevanias are very different games. Oh, are very different? It depends. Castlevania 1's much different than Metroid. But Castlevania 3, now it's a lot more like Metroid. Faxanadu definitely has backtracking. Yeah, a lot of these games do. You think they're very different games? Oh, you think Castlevania and Metroid are very different games. Okay. Gotcha. And yours is, and finding items to unlock areas. Yeah. I mean, there's so many like that. Like, that's how Zelda is. Oh. I could have done this the whole time. You make of that? Oh, yeah, I could have went straight up here. Time scam. I did a time scam. Come on. What the? It was icy. It was literally icy, and it I slid off it. Speaking of icy, I hate games that have icy jumps. Mega Man has quite a few of those. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got over here. Hey, Lockpick, welcome in. How are you doing? The Castlevanias that are Metroidvania have RPG elements, while Metroid doesn't, Lockpick says. And Draconic Dude says the early or classic Vanias are very much action platformers, especially since you mostly move from stage to stage. No map and access. Yeah, exactly. And Danza says, so most point and clicks are also Metrovanias, lol. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. You're gonna lurk? Okay, Draconic Dude. Samus has hot feet. Yeah, we don't want to fall in this. I always say it's sand, but is it not supposed to be sand? Is it supposed to be lava or something? Ice physics, like level 2 of Ionoid? I haven't played that. Oh, I did not want to go back through that door. Whoa. Whoa, Nelly. Okay. Really? Ah, scammed again. I keep forgetting that even though the door is closed, the game cheats and sends an enemy through it. Danza says, I hate sand. It's rough, of course. Gets everywhere. Lockpick, it is just a catchy term that lets people know that it is most likely a giant interconnected map that has some inaccessible parts that require some item or upgrade. Yeah, that pretty much describes almost every RPG. Most RPGs are that way. Died that way many times. Oh, really? Oh, that guy didn't respawn. Assuming he was going to respawn. You know what? Is this going to come out by the one part with the track where you have to drop a bunch of bombs? I bet it is. Alright, well, we'll explore it. That's what this game's all about, right? Yours says, I also heard that whether or not there's a shop factors in. And Lockpick says, I still need more exposure with both the retro and Metroidvanias. I'm not sure which I like more yet. Grind. It's a grind fest. That's the great thing, Lockpick. We have so much variety. We are spoiled for choice. Find the type you like, and you play it, and then you're not in the mood to play that one. You're in the mood to play the other type. Just do it. As Nike would say, just do it. Get her done. Oh. You're almost done with the first Castlevania? You like it? I grew up with that one, so I'm a big fan. Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah. Grinding for health. Man, that guy does a lot of damage. Gosh, this feels slippery. It's like we're on ice. Rondo of Blood is a dream, and the original is fun but harsh, except stages 10 through 12. That's part is evil. Oh boy. Wasn't sure if I could do that or not. Can't do it. Ooh, this looks different. At least I can grind here. Danza says, I don't know if I ever asked you, Forte. Have you played Nectaris or Military Madness? No, I haven't. I've never heard of those. What platform is that? Alright, as soon as I open this door here, guys, I'll probably have to be done streaming for tonight. Get a bunch of stuff to take care of. TurboGrafx 16. Okay, no, I've never played TurboGrafx. I've never played... Well, I shouldn't say never. I never had a Sega. Any Segas. But I did stream once a Sega game for maybe 2 or 3 streams that someone had gifted me. I don't even remember what the game was. Oh, it was a Golden Axe, I think, one of those. Yeah, I think I beat it, played through it. That's it. I haven't played any Sega. My last console was Super Nintendo. And then I was in college. And then I got my first job. So, never got another console after those. I've always been a PC gamer. Played a lot of arcades, though. There were a lot of arcades back in my day. It's a strategy-based future cyberpunk game for control of the moon. You control future tanks and planes. That's cool. Now, I played Wasteland. I love Wasteland. In fact, I still got that on my... I've beaten it, the original on stream twice. I've beaten the remaster once on stream, and I started a second playthrough before I went on vacation a couple weeks ago that I got to get back to. I do like, and then of course I've played Star Command on stream. That's a fun one. Another sci-fi-ish game. Oh, what the? Okay. I did not expect this. Let me study what he's doing here. I'm gonna freeze his boomerang. It's going right through it. Look at that scam. There we go. Oh, you can freeze that too. Okay. Am I taking damage? I'm taking damage. Let me get to his other side. Uh-oh. Can I get out of here? Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Well, at least I know where that guy's at. I feel like the frost weapon there was kind of a bad choice. I feel like we were kind of getting scammed. I couldn't do any damage to him because it was blocking my shots. Okay, set a save state there. Had I not fallen in that sand, maybe I could have beat him. Danza says, I have world record times on SRC. I love that game that much. I don't speedrun. So SRC, I don't see your acronym for that. yeah, glad you were able to drop in and hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.